Final stages of the Bimini. We've actually got some decent weather again, so it's nice and sunny. So we've taken off the Bimini canvas and we're hoping today that we can get it finished. Obviously we'll video the process. It's beautiful out, but deceptively cold. It's probably about 4 or 5 degrees at the moment, which for here is pretty chilly. We're not used to it. We're getting soft.
So yeah, this tiny little piece of leather here, it runs from here round, goes round there, and then goes off to the end at there, which we haven't got the leather on yet. But this piece here involves us moving the entire Bimini material around the sewing machine.
Yeah. Piece of cake.
Go!
You're supposed to be helping, not filming.
Oh. Yes, it's like a shed door, so you can store all the stuff inside it and it stays reasonably dry on deck.
So we can put all of our fuel cans, our mops and buckets and all the other pieces of equipment that we don't want on deck.
We don't have mops because it's a boat.
We should have one.
No.
We can put all of our brushes and other bits and pieces inside of there like we always do, right, so that they're not visible and it doesn't look like a pikey camp, because that is what happens with some liveaboard boats, is they look like
pikey camps.
Yeah. You're good. Go Team BA. The cover for the instruments, because these little plastic things don't fit very well and they keep falling off. There's cover for instruments. We hate you. This morning's mission on the job list, that job list, we have to replace the rest of this vinyl work. So there's holes, and there's holes under here as well from old fittings, etc. The radio's going, and we'll probably relocate the VHF splitter, and these clocks will go because they're quite bad. Barometer might keep for now, but so we're going to re-vinyl this because we've still got some vinyl left over from doing the ceiling and from doing our bunk.
So to get the chart table out, that wiring actually goes through the gap in the chart table, so we've just had to undo the shore plough sockets.
I haven't had this out for 20 years, so I don't remember. Ready? Well, so it's just to stop the two wires touching together. And the reason that vinyl went on, if you look at the number of screw holes in this teak panel, there was absolutely no way you could do anything with it. Before we go any further, we're going to switch off all of our batteries. Nat, what are you doing off the job list today?
But this morning Ian woke up and said, let's do headlinings, which is this little pink post-it just here. And the headlinings involve us taking out the chart table, taking down all the vinyl behind it, then taking all the vinyl panels off here, and then we end up with the situation of, well, we could rerun the wiring a little better and take out some of the disused cables, which then involve us taking all of the headlining down all over here, running wires through this cupboard here, so the life jackets are now outside, and also in this cupboard here, because the wiring actually went all the way up there. So yeah, let's do headlining, so it's ended up with us rewiring the boat.
43 years worth of people playing with the wiring, has left me with that snake pit. Partly my fault. I am partly to blame for that. I openly admit it. And I am going to tidy that shit up before I put the headliners back up.
Language.
We've got a little short antenna that I've left it on that one. That's that one. So that one goes to the VHF. So this one just screw.
So what are you doing? How's the headlining job going?
Oh, yeah, great. The headliner looks amazing, doesn't it? I'll let you know when I start it.
So we had a plywood panel at the back there, which is behind the vinyl. It's out of the way. And we had lots of units, like the BSM depth sounder and the AIS.
All the network cables basically need to be moved.
Yeah.
And what we've done here is rewire, or relocate I should say, some of our electrical system. So while the desk is out and we've got access to our wiring loom, we've taken some of our instruments down. We've taken away some of the boxes, the electronic boxes, the computers. That's our sounder. We're adding into the system an electronic autopilot, which in 20 years I've never had. I've never had an electric autopilot on this boat. I'm quite looking forward to that. And we've extended our SIMnet cables, so everything on the boat is SIMRAD. Our electrical system, as you can see here, is a mess. So once I've made up all of the panels that I can mount things onto, I am going to go into that and cut away years and years and years worth of useless cabling. There's a lot there that needs to be removed.
What's happening this morning?
Tidying up the wiring.
Okay.
Just moved the 240-volt cables which came through here and through the spaghetti. I moved it up the top here out of the way, and I'll tidy this up with zip ties and stuff. Everything is now down here in the lower saloon, so we've lost half of our dining area as well at the moment. So the sooner we get all this stuff done, the better. So this was our primary job, replacing these linings. As you can see, the wood's quite rotten in places. Obviously it gets damp from condensation, etc. And they're 20 years old, so time to renew them. We've got the wood already, we've got the vinyl, we've got the staples, we've got the glue. So there's actually nothing stopping us from finishing this job other than time.
And it goes, so yeah, it goes from looking like this.
Yeah, so that's the colour differences. That's what we're looking at doing, which is why we're doing it. Anyway, we need some spray glue. Let's go find some spray glue. We're quite fortunate with this boat that we've got a decent sized workshop. This could have been a cabin in the original build, and the previous owner, the guy who had the boat built, he spec'd this out as a workshop. So we've actually got a reasonable good facility here for doing repairs to the boat. And then we have our external workshop, aka the boatyard. And it's a beautiful day today. I have no complaints about where we're working, that is for sure. Very pretty place. Some of the kit we don't use very often is hidden away in spaces under our sofa. Everything's storage on a boat. Pretty much everywhere you look in here there's a cushion that's removable or something similar. So cushion, lee cloth. Under the cushion we have our lift up lid. Pull this out, and then typical of any marine engineer, I have a whole host of tools and bits and pieces that we don't use too often that are hidden away in here. In amongst that is our staple gun, which is the one that I need for today. What are you doing?
Using blue tools.
Have you got a license for that?
No. Okay, now we're going to put some spray glue on, vinyl
stick the vinyl to the ply and then fold over the edges and staple gun it so that it doesn't work loose. Have you been playing with the blue toys again?
No.
Well, there's a jigsaw out and then there's glue out and
Scissors.
yeah, I'm not allowed scissors. You've been in my cupboard, haven't you? So these are the only bits I don't like, but don't forget the electrical panel.
It's going to sit in there.
It's going to sit in over that. So these pieces here where the vinyl's not in don't matter. Go for it. So show me the old one.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Quick wipe over with acetone to get rid of any residual glue. Okay. Feels like only yesterday I did this before. Okay.
It's
Good.
pretty good, like,
Is,
unless you're right here.
What was it they call it? A shadow gap.
So we have just glued in our little vinyl panel behind the chart table. So the desk fits in here. So it's literally just a case of covering that back wall.
Okay, ready? Oh, that's irritating. And don't forget, this is pushing that up, but it's that there. Why have I got that big ass gap? Just wait for the desk to go in.
Not yet.
It's working.
We have chart plotter, we have radar, we have depth. We have our little Vespa Marine working, but I don't think you can see that one because the screen is reflecting. Got our little Simrad
Hasn't received its GPS yet, but
chart
that'll take
plotter.
time.
We have VHF radio is working,
Power to the autopilot.
and everything's a damn sight tidier than it used to be.
Okay.
Well done. You're going to tell them about our little bit of a panic yesterday.
Yeah, we had a bit of a panic yesterday because when I reconnected everything and put everything back, including the desk, the depth finder, fish finder wasn't working, which meant we had no depth at all. We rely on that heavily when we're anchoring, going into different places, different bays, etc. And I cut out what I thought was an old AMR cable from a transducer that I used to have on this boat. And then I was fretting, thinking I'd cut the new one, and that was why the very expensive transducer wasn't working properly. But it turns out I hadn't reconnected the power supply. The cable had fallen down and we'd missed it, so we reconnected that this morning and it's all working.
Yay!
So we've just remade all of these panels here and we're moving into this area just here. Is it just me? You're always like laid down on the job.
Yeah. Made the cover too.
Blah blah blah. What are you making?
Thingy cover.
I'm just going to do a quick interview with Cutty Girl in charge of cutting, marking, and then I'm in charge of the actual production. So we've just vinyled this one as you'll see in the video. We've just vinyl cut it and made the word and then stapled this, etc., and made it look lovely. Can you see the problem there? I think you've marked it wrong and we've vinyled the wrong side. So it doesn't really look very attractive when it's in that way up, does it? Fits well though.
I even wrote, right, look, I've even written aft on that end. So we could see it when it was the right way up.
So we've just wasted 400 staples and a load of spray glue.
Yeah.
And we've got to get that off and get the spray glue off of the back of the board.
Yeah. The spray glue will dry.
No, it won't. It always stays tacky. No. Use my tool for getting them out. It's much better. But we need to go over there anyway. We'll go back to the beginning, shall we?
One mistake.
Today.
Today.
Oh, wait, yesterday.
There weren't any mistakes yesterday.
Well, the day before.
Or the day before. Headlinings? What just happened?
You couldn't reach because you're too short.
I was nicely drawing round the panel at this end on the vinyl, and I passed the pen to Ian because I couldn't reach any further. And look at his nice straight line.
That couldn't reach.
Say sorry.
I'm sorry.